What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Towerborne pre-launch live stream. My name is Isaac Torres, lead combat designer at Stoic. Joining me for this awesome showcase are two people I work very closely with. We have Shana Markham, design director at Stoic, and James Goddard, principal design director at Xbox. Welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, everybody.
So, this is a really exciting time for Towerborne. In just one day, we're going to be releasing 1.0. And today, a whole bunch of the team's hard work is going to be showcased. And I really mean this with no exaggeration. This is just a small taste of what's in the game. So whether you're a returning player or you're new to the game entirely, hopefully you enjoy the show. And without further ado, we can get started. All right. So this is the start screen. Bear with me as I press buttons to actually start the game. So you'll actually notice the first difference right here in the start screen. The thing that we have now are different save slots. So you can have up to 4 of them. For returning players, this is how you can import your previous data. You can do all the things you expect here, new game, delete your save file, all that good stuff. I'm going to quickly just showcase what it's like going into a new game. If you haven't played Towerborne in a while, this is the character creator tool. There's a bunch of cool presets here that we added during early access. Awesome stuff there. So you can use one of these presets or create kind of your own Monster Factory character. It's a super powerful tool. Definitely recommend that you check it out. One of the other things that's new here, it may not seem like much, but you can pick your classes now right at the very start of the game. And, like I said, this doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's something that we didn't have before. And that's kind of a theme, I would say, throughout this stream. There are a whole bunch of improvements and additions to the game since we started early access, and it's kind of impossible to showcase everything, but we're going to show you a large variety of different highlights, and this is just one of them. So we're going to get into the actual game now. I'm going to go into my proper save slot that I created. So give me 1 second. And then Shana and James can join me. So I'm going to load into the tower. All right, I'm in the tower. There's a lot of stuff here. Ignore all the stuff that you're seeing so far. We'll explain things. But yeah, once James and Shana join us, we can get to the world map and show you some really cool stuff.
Actually, mind sending me an invite?
Yeah, send you an invite.
The one I've got.
Let me not go into this camera real quick so you don't see my friends list. All right.
There we go.
Okay, I sent you guys both an invite.
Got it. Yeah, I think really fast also be worth highlighting. There's a bunch of people who are going to be in here that are from our early access players. They're going to be excited to see all the changes. There are going to be some players who've never seen Towerborne. So we're going to do our best to cover, kind of just talk about it like, hey, there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of new in 1.0, and then there's the differences. We'll try and highlight the differences when we can. But that's what, chat is for. Hit it up. We have moderators that are going to queue up some of your questions for us, and we'll try and get to them as we go.
I do want to say that I just saw your new character, James, and that's a very James character. That's exactly how I imagine you would look.
I love that
Like
shield.
back here.
All right.
Skulls.
All right, we're going to go to the world map, and yeah, Shana, feel free to take it away.
Yeah. For folks who've been following along with the fact, y'all have heard that the world and the campaign has changed extensively.
Oh, I have a fancy cutscene. Oh, you shouldn't see that. Oh, no. That's new.
Well, you can see it. That's the danger level reveal.
Yeah. So for folks who are part of early access, you went through danger license trials in order to increase your danger level, which peeled back the fog of war. We tied that to the progression of the campaign, and so one of the things we got to do as a result is, as the map peeled back, we got to do like a quick little cutscene, and yeah, you get a little snippet of one of the bosses that came in for 1.0. Also, you get to see this little area, which is the new environment that we have, which is coastal. Whenever we do new environments, of course, there's a boss, there's a handful of gear sets that come with it. We make sure that we have a good number of ventures, along with some biome-specific enemies. And really, this had, like 4 or 5 new lieutenants as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the number of lieutenants has increased pretty drastically in a variety of ways, both in the actual number of lieutenants and just the amount of things that they can do as well. And we'll get into that once we start playing the game. There's a lot of really cool goodies to showcase. But yeah, are we ready to get going?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. So one of the things that you'll notice here that's new as well is level sync. And I don't know, Shana, if you want to talk a little bit about level sync while I bring up the display. It's pretty self-explanatory, but yeah.
Yeah, and level sync is basically our ability to make sure that everybody is enjoying a mission at roughly the same difficulty, so that you aren't stopping into like a DL1 mission as your DL tier 5 all perfected out guy. So when you do have level sync on, your stats will be shrunk down to what feels powerful, but still a fun experience for that danger level. You will earn gear according to your class's level. So if you are going in there as a level 50 character, you will earn tier 5 gear. If you're like, hey, I don't want that, I'm actually here to run Snaggleshire in order to level up one of my other characters quickly, you can turn level sync off, storm through it, and then you'll get gear appropriate to the danger level of that mission.
Yeah, it's a really nice addition to the game. You know, if you are ever somebody that was really high level and just wanted to play with your friends, this helps, narrow you down to something that, makes it feel a little bit fair. And if you don't want that, you can just start steamrolling through everybody by turning it off. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. And here's the group leader screen, just waiting for Shana.
Oh, I did not get that. You mind backing out, hitting that up again?
Yep,
Yeah.
Let's do it. Live demos. Everyone loves a live demo.
There we go.
Yep. All right, so we're going to show you the first mission in this quest line. There's a lot of cool, exciting things to showcase here.
Yeah, so we're doing one of our new missions for the campaign. This spans about 55 missions, including a number of ventures that we've done in the past. But we got to tell a handful of stories across this story, across the entire campaign. This is one of the later ones that opens up, where we finally get to explain who the Mercs are and what their business is, and how they are involved in the City of Numbers.
Yeah, and you'll see this is our coastal biome, and there's a lot of coastal themed enemies, as you would imagine. And here's our boy Finn.
Yep, Finn is an ace double agent who has come here to get in good with the Mercs, but is really on the side of the people of the Belfry, being an ace himself. So he is helping us figure out what they are up to here. This coastal region has a lot of these cool little sand piles. Similar, I think we've done these in the Fungi Forest as well. So you get a couple of little goodies in here, and sometimes some extra things to fight.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that could potentially pop out of the mounds, which is pretty cool. We haven't seen it quite yet, but we will. All right, let's go.
I think we should probably mention that you're going to see some cool little tricks with the Umbra as we're playing. I think Shana just did one of them that's kind of new.
That's true.
Oh,
Eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed something new there. We'll get into some of those nuances throughout the stream, but yes, there's technically a little bit of a spoiler of some new stuff. And yeah, we'll stay tuned. There's a lot of really, really cool additions to the combat of the game.
I mean, I think we're showing new enemies right now, right?
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Some fun enemies. Of course, we don't let them do much of their moves just yet. They stay on top of them. Maybe it'd be nice to let them hit us.
Yeah, you'll see, one thing that's new, if anybody was around when we did the live event with Shiro, we had a friendly NPC ally join you in the fight. Finn does that as well. So he has a whole moveset that's using the Sentinel class, and there's a lot of tweaks to his moveset as well that really helps kind of that back and forth gameplay. So if you want to do some cool combos, follow Finn along, and he'll tee you up some enemies for you in really cool ways.
Yeah, and Finn is one of a handful of NPC friends who will come along and fight with you.
Yeah. I'm slowly going through this. Bear with me. I don't want to go too slow, but I don't want to go too fast either. But yeah, one thing, as we're doing a pretty big combat encounter here, anybody that's played the game, over throughout early access, combat has, had numerous updates throughout the game's life, and it's no different for this 1.0 release as well. Everything in combat should feel a little bit faster, a little bit snappier, a little bit more oomph to everything. Even movement speed has been increased in different ways. So if you are a longtime player, things should just feel so much better now. And it's not that it ever felt bad before, it's just way more refined. So there's a lot of really cool and interesting things that you can do now that you couldn't do before. A lot of new combo paths have been opened. It's easier to juggle in general. And then here we have a one-on-one fight against Finn. This is another thing that was kind of taken in inspiration from the live event that we did, where you fight Shiro. So a lot of the same kind of cool, it feels like I'm fighting a real player, ends up happening. I mean, you just saw James right there got dunked on. So yeah, there's a lot. Oh, I just tried to attack James. Sorry. Multitasking is hard sometimes, but
really, like I get dunked, then friendly fired? That's not okay.
Yeah.
No, I actually saw him air tech and recover. I'm like, oh yeah, I got time, and then he dunked me.
Yep. Yeah, and he just did it again. Yeah. So this is a 3-on-1 fight, but he's making it competitive. We might be geared up pretty strongly. Who's to say?
I almost got the conversion on
that. This guy is.
Not feel bad.
Yeah. But it's fine. Now he's activated Valor. So he has a lot of the mechanics just like the player can use as well. And there's different things that he can do while Valor is activated. So you see now he's using Shield Toss and all the things that a player can do. He's just air juggling Shana. She has a few skills that allowed her to get out of that situation, but it's still really cool to see. But yeah, noticed Finn kind of woke up a little bit there, it seems.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a wise guy and just parry his stuff. And my timing's not working out so good.
Yeah, and Finn, is one of those characters where you'll notice he has like these yellow flashes or these red flashes that appear when he's doing his attacks. So parrying him is actually pretty difficult to do, but if you learn it, you get a really good reward for that. But he lost. Our boy's down.
I think it's worth also saying we're playing on medium. We've played this a ton. We're going to play on hard and brutal later and show you some of the advanced AI and advanced systems that we brought in with 1.0 also.
Yeah, and this is another thing that's new as well. I don't know, Shana, if you want to talk a little bit about what we're seeing here.
So For folks who remember early access, I think our only dialogue tool that we had in missions were these little bubbles that sat above heads. So we got to add a couple of new pieces to it, including the little banners towards the bottom. But then we also got to bring in the photo booth conversations that we have from the tower. We're able to pull them into these missions as well, which just allows us to tell more story within the missions as opposed to dragging you back to the belfry to give you all the exposition.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in general is just a lot more streamlined, and it just kind of immediately gets you to the fun really fast. And you're going to see that in a second as well. So you'll notice here on this screen, there's a play next button. So I can just hold this button down, and we're going to have this pop up so that everybody can ready up. And this will now take us to the next mission that's in this chain. So super convenient. You don't have to go back and forth between the tower or even go to another tile, all that sort of stuff. So it feels way more seamless.
Yeah, you'll usually see mission chains like this happen like a couple or 4 handful, and then we'll pop you back out, usually around a venture. So we'll set up a story, and they usually conclude somewhere like, now let's go run this venture together. And the ventures are a little more story light as a result because those are meant to be replayed, so we don't want to bog you down with a whole bunch of story in those moments.
Also want to highlight, hey, it's worth breaking everything. Now we give you more stuff, and there's more writs flowing, and it's definitely something that we addressed in the feedback. There's way more ways to earn writs for your cosmetics, and all the cosmetics are just gotten through writs now. So, and we'll get to that a little bit later. I'm jumping ahead, but you're going to see me break off and break everything because it's worth my time to do it now. And I appreciate that. I also just like breaking stuff.
Difficulty plays a hand in that too, which is nice.
Yeah. So here in this coastal environment, you'll notice first you saw some crabs. You know, you have your enemy crabs as you'd expect. We also have pelicans that you can fight too, and these guys are, you know, it's one of those things when you're designing combat for a game like this, flying enemies can be really, really frustrating. So we wanted to really make sure that we balanced the fun with that. We're not showcasing the fight with them at this moment, but despite the fact that they fly around, it's actually pretty easy to find them on the screen. And when you do, any hit that you do will put them into an extended juggle state. So there's a really good reward for hitting them when they do get hit. That should make fighting them actually pretty fun, and you can do some really swaggy stuff against them.
Is that the technical term?
Yeah, that is 100% the technical term. Yeah. Yeah, you notice there's a little bit more exposition throughout these story missions as well. But it's still a pretty light touch, but there's a lot of new camera movements that are being done. I don't know, James, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, just more tools, and so with a deeper story, and I mean, like, can't even describe how much more story is. It's like 10x more. We have way more setups where we could do custom camera stuff, show enemies like, you know, set up like you would expect. You know, like a lieutenant comes out, a bunch of fools follow behind him. It's like, hey, look at this. There's these pango pups, and you see them pop up at different sides. I'm not saying anything awesome here. It's just this is just what you would expect, and we now, you know, we got more tools. We spent more time doing it. We also just really tried to make sure, for accessibility reasons, if anybody's motion sensitive, that we, you know, gets motion sickness, that we really did our best to make sure that we weren't moving the camera around too much. And we have people in the team that really help support that, because they're like, yeah, you're going to make me barf if you keep moving this camera this way. And so this is a very important thing to us. I'm kind of joking about it, but yeah, that's something that I personally like to do in my career, is go through and fix, you know, just really work on all the cameras whenever possible.
And I'm the person that barfs, by the way. Anybody that's ever worked with me knows that I have some extreme motion sickness with camera movement, and yeah, it's difficult to deal with sometimes. But James has been super great at making sure that those camera movements do not aggravate motion sickness.
And there's already enough chaos on the screen when you do a brawler. Like brawlers always have a lot going on the screen, especially the more players you add. And so one of the things that we've always tried to do with the game since the very beginning was think with the motion design of the battle, get the camera a little farther out in when we want it to be in. Oh, this is an important moment. I should shut up for a second.
Yeah. Also, I can't. I don't know how to say this. I can't believe we shipped this name, and I love it. Like, this is the best name.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a fight for this one,
Yeah.
but I'm super glad we got him.
Yeah. This is probably my
Also-
favorite character name.
What I am
It is
learning
really good.
from the storyline is that Finn is the worst double agent.
Yeah.
Because this cover is blown as early as this.
Wow.
Yeah, he did not keep that hidden very long, unfortunately. One other thing that, maybe eagle-eyed players of the Gauntlets class, some of the skills have changed in a variety of different ways. There's like new tweaks that many of them have had. I showed it a little bit earlier, but I was using my second focus skill, my heavy focus skill, that does the crazy dash punches. And that now will give you a full meter for your powder kick punch, which it didn't do before. So it's a really, really good tool for just generating powder kick punches. And there's a lot of builds that go into powder kick punch so that you don't have to like hold your charge, and you get a lot of really fun stuff as a result of that. And it's not just character class stuff that gives you those unique tools. There's some gear and equipment that can do it as well, which is really fun. And you'll see a lot of little tweaks like that throughout all of combat, which is really exciting, I think, for anybody that's played the game for a while. And for new players, it's just like, oh, this is just cool stuff. All right. And that should conclude
that
this.
chest.
Yeah.
This is a new piece of storytelling technology, right, Shana?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we get to get a little more in the storyline. We get to get a little bit more into the pylons and not only their importance in the initial City of Numbers, which is pretty well explained in the cinematics, but why people are still after them now, even though it's been scattered all over thanks to the explosions.
Yeah, and throughout the story that we've shown so far, obviously you've seen character names of characters that you've never heard of before as well. We may or may not show who those characters are during this, but there's a lot of really exciting things that are kind of being slipped in through this narrative that I think is going to be really exciting for people once they get to see it in action. So now that we've gotten through these 2 missions, what we're going to do is we're going to show you something else that's new to the game. So I'm going to go head into the Belfry. Hopefully you guys got the pop-up.
I did not.
Let's try it again. Let's do this live demo one more time. Right, there we go.
There we go.
Perfect. All right. So what we're going to show is in the previous game, I won't get into it for too long, but we had a thing called the request board. It received mixed reviews, to say the least. We've made numerous improvements to it throughout the life of the game. And one of the things that we've done is we've transformed it into something else entirely. So once this finishes loading.
Godspeed request board.
Yeah. The request board has been transformed into the bounty board. And now that I'm back on the Belfry, I'm going to show you what that's all about. So the moment you have access to the Belfry, you can look at the bounties at the bounty board. And when you go into this board, I'm going to quickly scroll through here. You'll see that there's a variety of different bounty types. So you have trials. Shana mentioned it earlier today that danger license trials are gone. They kind of still live on in spirit, though, through the bounty board in some way. But instead of using them to increase your danger level like it used to, these are just things that you do as you progress through the game now. So there are extra little nuggets of fun that can do different things. So in this case, you'll see here, there are rewards for doing this particular bounty. There's 135 writs, which is really cool. You get some spirit dust. And then here's another one. You get a skill unlock. So this is airborne shift. We're going to talk about this in a second, but I want to go through the rest of the bounties. Then we have performance bounties. These are bounties that typically kind of put you under time pressure. So maybe there's, let's say, 10 gobos to fight, and you have 2 minutes to beat them. You'll have a variety of different performance bounties that unlock throughout the progression of the game. And then we have another one for Umbra. Ignore that top line there. I'm not going to show you what that looks like yet. But Umbra are another thing that you can get from the bounty board now. So there are new Umbra in the game. We'll showcase one of them throughout this stream. And play the bounty, unlock the Umbra. Simple enough. We also have class quests. So right now, I only have one class quest unlocked. These unlock based on your class level, and these give you new skills. So in this case, for Rockbreaker, the skill that I'm getting is the Overdrive Blitz. What does that do? We'll show you in a second. And then you'll also notice that you can get a skill point for doing this too. So not only do you get skill points from leveling like you used to in the live version of the game, there are additional ways to get skill points now. And then for players who just want to learn more about how to play the game, we ended up making a variety of different tutorials. So you have class-specific tutorials for Shadow Striker that teaches you some of the mechanics of the Shadow Feint mechanic, for example. And this goes throughout each of the classes. And then we have basic things that are not related to classes at all. So here's some combo training, and here's how to use your Umbra. Here's how to evade and dodge properly, things of that nature. So if you want to get more familiar with the game, this is the perfect place to go. It's all optional, but you get really cool rewards for it. And I played those last two missions, and the thing that I wanted was being able to air dodge. So we're going to unlock that skill right now. So I'm going to start this bounty. And you can do these bounties with your friends. The class bounties are solo only, but these you can do with everybody. And yeah, we'll get started.
Yeah.
We just need James to ready up. And then I'm going to go into...
Sorry, I failed you. I was going to send you a quick note.
Yeah.
We can also go full screen if y'all want to see it a little bigger. And we can bounce back and forth between the different views.
Already ahead of you, James. I just put us on full screen right now.
Just did it?
Yep.
You must have felt that I was going to text you. Then I delayed us. Hey, how's my mic sounding now, by the way?
You're sounding much better. Yeah.
Yes. So in all the shenanigans with my headphones, which you never admit problems on stream, but folks, as the devs putting on the stream, you're going to deal with some technical shenanigans here and there. Turns out my Yeti mic became my webcam mic again because of my headphones. It didn't work. Back to normal.
So here's the demonstration of the bounty. This one is the first bounty that you get access to outside of tutorials, and this one is against the Impale Tail. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's very similar to the Danger License trial in this one here. It carries a lot of that spirit. You'll see that there is still a timer, but it's a pretty generous one. It's not really about killing the enemy within a specific time limit, per se. So any build should be able to work against this guy. And man, Shana and James are just destroying him. It's fine. We'll get through this quick because we really want air dodge, and I can show you some cool stuff with it. I'm just taking care of these enemies. I'm still jealous. Shana clearly played some bounties before this. She has some skills that I want.
Well, soon. I remember doing I was doing a playthrough of the campaign, and I was trying to avoid the bounty board as much as possible. And then there's one night where it's like, where in the world did this move go? I need air recovery so bad. found it on the bounty board. And I think I grabbed you at what, like 8 o'clock my time?
Yeah.
Like, why did you do that?
Yep. All right, so now we're going to show you how that works, because this is a little bit different now. So in the previous version of the game, so after you finish a bounty, you get sent back to the board. Let me exit out. So let's go to the skill screen. So in the previous version of the game, when you have your class mastery skills, for people who may not be aware, you get more skills depending on your level. So I am level 31 now, and I have skills up until that level. And you'll see here, there's a skill that's level 37. I don't have access to it yet, but I can see what it does, and I can, look forward to it and be excited about it. Here is Overdrive Blitz. This is that one skill that was in the bounty board. And you'll see here, it tells you, hey, Overdrive Blitz, complete that trial, and you can get, complete this specific trial, and you'll get the reward. This is also true for the standard moveset, which is our universal moveset now for all classes. So once you've unlocked one of these skills, instead of it being dependent on your class level, unlocking it once will unlock it for everyone. So you'll see here, I have Airborne Shift, and I can now equip this to my class. I'm going to go back to Shadow Striker. I'm level 16 with Shadow Striker, and I have my Airborne Shift there as well. So you could start with Airborne Shift at like level 1 if you have enough skill points to equip it, and now you can have really cool tricks up your sleeve that you didn't have access to before. And you'll see there's a variety of different skills that are now added in this class mastery for your standard moveset, and they can all be unlocked through various bounties, which is really cool. We're going to actually unlock one more, and this one is the Airborne Rebound. So we're going to go back to the bounty board. And we're going...
I also like that.
Yeah, go for it.
If you're chewing through bounties, once you're complete, you go right back to the bounty list, so you can just go and just play away.
Yeah, it's super convenient. Many shout outs to the team for making that happen. That was a very, very late last minute addition. And then we're just waiting for James. You got 40 seconds, James. You got to press that A button.
I believe. Oh, you are possibly muted.
Yeah, James, are you?
I'm not seeing the prompt, so there's a chance.
Oh,
no, it's fine. Yeah, we're on a dev build. Shenanigans sometimes happens on a dev build. Let's do it again.
There we go. Okay, yes. We are on a dev build, and I was not able to open up my menu. So thank you. I was trying to Slack message you guys. Hey, I'm having a technical problem here.
Gotcha. All right, so this is another bounty. This one is against a different LT. And once this finishes loading, we'll show you what that one is all about.
Someone also said that maybe it's possible they're not hearing the game audio that loud. We have it muted a bit so we can talk over it. So
yeah, it is muted a little bit so that we can talk over it. But I can increase it a little bit. Give me 1 second to do that. And yeah, I'll put the game audio a little bit higher. Let me know how this sounds. I'm trying to keep it a little low so that you can hear us, but hopefully you can hear more of the game now. But yeah, you'll see this is the second bounty in the bounty board for trials, and you'll notice that the battlefield is a little bit different now. So a lot of these trials do a lot of this type of thing. So you'll have things that take away your screen space or add, different types of tricks to kind of trip you up. And then you have enemies to fight. So not all of them are one-on-one fights, but in the case of the first two, they are. One thing that I really like about the bounty board, and I'm kind of going into spoilers here, is that it allows you to really practice fighting against certain enemies in a pretty fun environment. And that's been one of my favorite things about it. Basically, every enemy in the game has some version of a trial against them. So if you want to have fun against a specific enemy, or one is tripping you up in a specific way, you can played a bounty board and learned her tactics.
You also, particularly in the later danger levels, you've got lieutenants that are got some additional tricks to them. I'm excited for the first time that folks encounter the Borealis trial, for example.
Oh yeah, that one is pretty cruel. Yeah, that one is a fun one. Oop, let's try that again. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, now you can see, I ended up closing that out of fear that I was spoiling stuff. But you can see, basically, when you get new bounties, it'll say that new bounties are available. And after I completed that bounty, I got a lot more bounties to play through. So, you're encouraged to play through the trials, and eventually you'll just unlock more. This occurs as you progress through the game, or as you complete more bounties, a little bit of both. And here we're being introduced to the idea of survival bounties. And these are the ones that really kind of test your skills and test your build and put you through a variety of different types of experiences that you may not be used to in the actual campaign. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to highlight the skills one more time. And you'll see here that I unlocked that new skill, Airborne Rebound. But I wanted to highlight a few other new ones that are a part of universal ones. We already have the Rising Strike. This one is a returning one. But the Light Rolling Attack is a new one. I'm really tempted to play this bounty so that we can unlock it, but I'll refrain myself. But this is one of my favorite ones. Each class has its own version of a Light Rolling Attack. And if you want to do something cool after doing a dodge roll, this is your opportunity to do it. And you can unlock it through the bounty board. So, this is not the cleanest segue, but we're going to talk about equipment. And Shana, let's talk about fusion. And
sure,
I am going to set us up. And there you go.
Cool. So want to talk through some of the new Forge features that have come on. This is another save I have where I've got a fair number of epics, a couple of legendaries, but I didn't get a legendary weapon in this one, which makes it feel sad, but fortunately we're able to fix that. You'll see a handful of new options to the Forge. This is Fuse. Fuse allows you to create a variety of items, including upgrading your spirit dust, but in this case, we're trying to create a new legendary sword and shield. All I've got to do is feed it a couple of my epics and then an Eternal Spark, which can be earned through bounties or through dismantling. And then you get to smash it all together, and I got a new legendary weapon. Easy as that.
Yeah. And then, yep, go for it.
Yeah. There's a couple of other things we could do now that we have the sword. I can also use Reforge and Refine in order to tweak the stats here to exactly the thing that I want it to be. So we'll go straight into that. Reforge lets you change an affix over to something else. You can either go full random, or with some of these golden stones that you can get through crafting, you can narrow down the possible affixes that you'll get. So if you happen to be a fan of crit, there you go. Now I got some nice crit chance to go with that. But also looking through here, that attack stat's pretty low. And so we can refine in order to change the stats here. Again, the materials that you need for this stuff is all done through dismantling. And as you refine, you can get positive results. You can also, unfortunately, get negative results unless you are using these golden stones, which again, crafted to then guarantee positive results all the way into perfection.
Yeah.
And you get a nice little call out there.
Awesome. And then Shana, we have one more thing. It's to talk about some store stuff. Let's go. Let's do it.
There is a whole ton of stuff in the store. But also, more importantly, for folks who went through early access, a lot of this was purchased via Belfry Bucks. This is now all available through writs. And again, writs are earned through doing bounties, through doing ventures, through doing quests. Not only do you have stuff from the early access period, but you're going to see a whole bunch of new gear sets as well that are super cool. Some nice little new Umbra skins. If you've been looking at the victory screen hard enough, I'm using one of the new emotes. And then some cool stickers as well. I don't know, this one is weirdly one of my favorite gear sets. I don't know why. But the other part of this is that for earned gear, you used to not be able to have a cosmetic version of that. Now, whenever a gear item has dropped in the game, if you go to the cosmetic section for that area, you'll be able to see all of those items and be able to use writs to turn those into cosmetic pieces. That includes legendaries, and that also means that you don't have to dismantle or destroy a legendary in order to get the cosmetic version of it. You just need to throw writs at it.
Awesome. I tried to secretly do the Flickertail bounty while you were talking and then realized I have to take you with me. Damn. My plot has been averted. I really wanted that uppercut. It's fine.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. All right. And then we have a new thing that I want to show us as well, but I'm going to go back to the game. And
wait a second. I just want to just quickly, like, we're trying to do this and look at we're looking at the chat. We're not trying to ignore you guys. We just have a lot of information we're trying to go through, but Shana, I just want to say,
yeah,
that's where things got hyped up. You know, people are really excited to see that, you know, we have a full Forge system, full RPG. For all those of you out there, you know me more from like fighting games and brawlers and combat stuff. I'm not like a hardcore RPG person. I'm more Hulk smash, but I like to be my perks. And so this system, for me, when I watch it, I just love it because it means I can refine things down. And this is one of the things I just wanted to highlight that the team had coming, and you're all wondering what were we going to do. Well, took all the feedback, and there was a big plan and pushed it further. And yeah, it's a full RPG system. Some of the build things that members of the team have done, and this one programmer is nicknamed Spidey, makes these sick builds, and every time we think we've seen everything, it just goes and goes and goes. So, and we will get to how there's endgame stuff for you to challenge those builds. But in the meantime, I just want to acknowledge we will answer questions at the end, and the chat got more hype with this than punching things in the face did.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to highlight too is that there's this little store vendor guy here, and you can check this out, and you can purchase some resources here too for some of the things that you got to do. So just wanted to highlight that. Yeah. So next up, I want to show you a new Umbra, and give me a second, and we'll highlight it. So here is our new Umbra. I wish I delayed this video a little bit so I can talk to it better. It's fine. But this is Snip. So Snip is an Umbra that allows you to bring enemies towards you. You can use it on the ground or you can use it in the air. And you'll see a variety of cool things that you can do. I will highlight some of them. I'll actually probably let this play through twice, but the air version can actually be used in two different ways. So here you're seeing I'm using it to block break. You can use the claw to go horizontally, or you can use it to go in a diagonal. And here I'm just doing some really swaggy combos. And you can really, basically it resets your combo limit. I'm going to get a little nerdy here, sorry. But basically when you use this ability, it resets everything that you can do as a player. So the more stacks of this Umbra you have, just the wilder stuff that you can do. And you can just do juggle after juggle after juggle. So some of the stuff that I showed in this video is highlighting using this Umbra and also using some skills in different ways that just allow you to just massacre enemies in really fun ways. But yeah, this is a really particularly interesting Umbra because, like I mentioned, it's one that could be used on the ground, it's one that could be used in the air, and you can modify what it does while you're in the air by just holding either direction forward or just pressing nothing. So Sorry, I got a little nerdy on that one. Not really sure how to talk about this one without like going nerd town on it, but it's a super fun Umbra. I really, really like this one. And if you're at all somebody that likes to go into like combo fanatics, this is the Umbra for you. And I just want to show off that one swaggy combo one more time because it's just so cool. It's just a combination of a whole bunch of different skills. I love it.
Did a few more Umbra get to be able to be used while in air?
Absolutely. So this is not the only Umbra that can be used in the air. There are a variety of them that have now gotten some extra abilities, and they also can reset your air combo limit. So, and what I mean by that is, let's say you jumped in the air, did a light combo, you use your Umbra, now you get your light combo back again. So you can do some really, really cool juggles now as a result of this change. But yeah, so that's that. And then I have another thing that I want to talk about as well. And Shana showcased a little bit of it in action, and that was Umbra aspects. I actually don't know if I have an Umbra, an aspect that actually changes my Umbra. So I'm not going to actually show that screen because I probably have not unlocked it yet. But James and Shana both have aspects that modify Umbra, and if some of them are small tweaks, some of them actually change the way your Umbra work in a more dramatic way, where you have to make some pretty hard decisions. And you'll see what some of those are once we actually get back into game. But the next thing that we're going to showcase is the brutal difficulty. So, James, I don't know if you want to tee that off.
Yeah, and also just time check. We're at 45 minutes. We're going to keep going because now we're getting to the crazy stuff, and we're really excited to show you this. So one of the things that people asked for was, hey, how about a difficulty, and how about something that will challenge our builds later? So we put in full difficulty suite from easy all the way to brutal. Brutal unlocks after you beat the game, and stay tuned for more on that. And brutal basically changes a lot. So we did an extensive amount of AI changes. There's new abilities, there's new behaviors, there's perks the enemies get that you will see as you're watching us play. The spawners are different. There's additional lieutenants will spawn. I mean, brutal ties it all together. We feathered it down through hard. So if you're playing and you thought the game was too easy before, just try it on hard. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens on hard. But we're going to go ahead and let this rock on brutal. I'm laughing because we're going to see how this goes. Yeah, I'm not doing it justice. Let's just say every single thing about how the combat, the AI, and the missions work together make brutal. And so for the people who have been with us a long time, definitely you're going to want to play that. Try it on hard, but when you get a chance, play it on brutal. And the other thing that we did philosophically is we said, okay, if you have a bunch of gear and you have a bunch of perks, you got a great build, sure, you can go back and play the early game with brutal. Level sync will make that work. But if you really want to challenge, we need to make brutal, challenge people that with those save slots we added, they can start from scratch and re-earn all of your levels, all of your gear, all of your perks, and see if you can beat the game on brutal. And it is not easy. Like, okay, the tutorial, tutorial is not harder, but once you get the Snaggleshire, you will see all the differences, and that is where the game gets very real. And we can't wait to see what you guys think when you actually play it. In the meantime, you're about to watch us have a fun time here. Let's see what happens. There'll be some new things you will see for sure happening here. I'm going to let Isaac talk about Vanguards as they happen.
Yeah, spoilers.
For folks on the other end of the spectrum where the game may be a little rough, or there's a certain mission that's just a little much, you can drop the difficulty down as well. We introduced an easy. But for everybody who's looking to play harder, you'll find rewards that help you work on perfecting your builds or looking as cool as possible.
Yeah, you'll actually notice a few new things here as well. Oh man, I really we should have played some more bounties, guys. Sorry, there's a lot of skills that I want to show. But yeah, when the Pangos are spawning, one of the things that you may have noticed is that when you hit the mounds before they spawn, they like fly out now, and they kind of turn into a little bit of a projectile, which is super fun. So you could use it to your advantage and hit enemies. And you'll see here, Shana just killed one of the enemies that was a vanguard, and you'll see that they dropped the buff. Anybody that's familiar with any of our live activities would know what this comes from. Courage's Crucible. It's basically the enemy will drop a buff that they were giving to their friends, and now you can give it to your friends. And what that buff is random. In this case, I got regen, and now we're regenerating our health over time. So an elite enemy, when they spawn in, they have a chance to become a vanguard and buff all their friends. And you're heavily rewarded for defeating them.
Other things are you start with less flasks, but there are things in the class mastery to give you more flasks back if you want to use your points that way. And I don't know if you just saw that earlier, but the archers did one of their new behaviors. They have a rain down fire. Here's the bomber going to throw cluster bombs. And if you didn't notice, we also have different looks in our backgrounds. A lot of feedback we got was grasslands and gobos, and or gobos and grasslands, and things didn't change that much. You can see it's time of day. It's nighttime now in this area. There's a lot of different backdrops. Things feather into the adjacent biomes as you get close to the new biomes. I mean, the amount of art that's gone into the backgrounds is incredible. And I think, you know, when I'm playing, I even forget that I'm even in grasslands because it keeps changing so much. Or the next biome.
The environment team did a heck of a job, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, this is one of the challenges from basically from discovery missions, is that the environments can blend together, and so there was a lot of thought, especially in the campaign, about what set pieces to use where.
So I messed up, and I did not equip Snip while we were talking because I was so into the conversation and nerding out. However, we should talk about the Umbra aspects that you guys have equipped. Shana just showed it right there with Sten. You'll notice that Sten is actually moving. Normally, Sten is a persistent projectile that's on screen that can hit multiple times. But now you can actually make it move by equipping a special aspect on it. And then, James, I don't know if you want to talk about the one that you're using.
Yeah, I'll get them all lined up here. My Iska now, the fireball will continue to travel through enemies. So by equipping the aspect that lets it pierce enemies and continue, it makes it so I can line enemies up and just hit a bunch of them, which is way more useful, depending on how I want to play.
I am more used to Sten as a static trap, just to like leave him there and let him take care of things for a bit. I like the movement, but it does take a little bit of extra thinking.
Yeah, and you'll see here that Pango that just got broken there is a vanguard. You can see that they have a little crown over their head, and then Shayna's going to kill him, and he's dead, and he's going to give a buff, and then now we all have the fired up buff, and you'll see that my hands are kind of glowing a little red here. And now every time I hit an enemy, they burn. So in one way, we've made the game, you know, more challenging, and in another way, we've made the game just like more fun, and there's a lot of candy to kind of play with at the same time. So there's a bit of a push and pull here as a result of the brutal changes.
There, that's a great example of a brutal setup. And if you saw, there's stink mist being left behind by the spear gobos. Pango pups all are way more aggressive with the way they roll, leap, or burrow. Oh gosh, I'm trying to talk and be awesome at the same time. I really don't want to waste my flask here. I really don't. So I'm going to use my Iska to go through a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I do have to make a comment again. I can't believe we shipped the word stink mist. I love it. There's just a lot of really goofy words that are just funny. And then you'll see here, there's a lieutenant that wasn't there before. There's just a lot of action happening now, and you really have to think about what's happening. You'll see these enemies right here. They have regen. So if we don't kill who the vanguard is, enemies are just going to be regenerating their health, and that's, you know, just not a good time. But as a result of that, he dropped the regen buff, and now James doesn't have to worry about using his flask anymore because now we have regen on. So again, a bit of a push and pull, right? Like, difficulty isn't just about punishing the player, it's about rewarding the player for doing really cool feats as well.
Yeah, I dropped the ball and I went down. But look, I can crawl. Guys, help me.
Yes, that is another new addition. So here James is in a down state. I'm actually going to let go. This is something that we added not too long ago, but it now can persist at a certain moment in time. This actually didn't make it into the live game. So you'll see that there's little notches. So as long as you surpass that notch, you can never go below it. So just little quality of life changes like that should make playing co-op so much easier and so much more fun and more exciting.
I'm going to try and be more helpful now. This guy's mean.
Yeah, and you'll see here, this is a good example of what Shana was talking about with Sten. Against this enemy, Sten having a trap that moves is actually not as advantageous for this particular fight, because this guy likes to move a lot. But there are some fights where it actually may be really good for you. Maybe when you're trying to protect the cart or rescue prisoners and things of that nature. So you really have to think about when and how you're using these Umbra aspects, because they're not always just a net positive. And then one thing...
Oh, man, I barely got past that one.
One thing I want to show as well is I have a flask. I'm going to jump in the air. You can use flasks in the air now.
Oh,
what?
Yeah. Yeah, so give me 1 second to transition real quick. Hold on. There we go. Yep. Get into our game cam. So we have a Pangorilla. Let's just kill him real fast. Oops, sorry, I'm showing a wrong video. Sorry, multitasking. I hit the wrong button. My bad. You didn't see that. I may have clicked something I shouldn't have clicked. Let me get my flask.
Yeah, this is an example of brutal. This second time it's spawning is rough. And it's a brutal... It is a brutal spawn.
It's okay. We're all super equipped. We got this.
We're doing pretty well now that I stopped dropping the ball.
It's okay, James.
Oh, get away, get away. I was busy trying to showcase how some of the other enemies did things and be smart and parry them. And yeah.
We almost got him.
Yeah. Use that air attacks to keep above the shockwave.
There we go. All right.
I need that. Oh, you guys grabbed that pickup, yeah.
Oh, I ran past it. Hopefully you guys got it.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
I got it. I took a spike. All right.
All right. And then next we're going into Pangojira.
That's right. A bunch of you have played this in early access. A bunch of you have played this, but this is the brutal version now. 3 shockwaves worth.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'll see he's a lot harder now. But one thing that you'll notice is I'm like launching the Pango pups. I'm like launching them towards the Pango Jira. And it could actually damage him, which is really fun. So you can strategically place yourself. Oof. Those shockwaves are brutal. But yeah, you can strategically place yourself to attack him with his own little buddies. Oh no, Shana's downed. Oh, she's okay.
No, I have critical.
But yeah, so this is one of the reasons why I wanted air dash, because with air dash, it's a lot easier to deal with all of the crazy shockwaves that he can do now. Oh, damn, we hit him the wrong way. James is doing a great job at handling all the ads. And then here's another thing that you'll notice that's added to this fight that makes it extremely challenging. It's the Pangorilla. Oh, I actually got downed. Oh no. Help me. But yeah, the Pangorilla just adds a whole dynamic to this fight that's pretty crazy because there's just so many shockwaves now. So if you're really looking for a challenge, this is a great brutal fight for you. You really are going to put your skills to the test. I'm trying to crawl away from the action. Yeah. Nice one, Shana. That worked out. That worked out well.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so, you know, it's kind of up to us to figure out, oh my god, it's kind of up to us to figure out, like, what is the best path to success here? Is it to attack the Pangorilla and see if we can knock him out? Or is it to try to kill the Pangojira and see if we can get him eliminated to win the mission? Oh, I see James is downed.
Yeah, I got downed, so I'll crawl away.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am now downed as well. Shana, it's up to you. You got this.
Do I have... Oh.
But you can see, you know, earlier in the game, we had, you know, all of our builds are pretty competent. We have a lot of stuff equipped. I'm running 2 different sets, etc. And we were able to, you know, kind of steamroll through some of the stuff that we were showing earlier, but now we just got absolutely demolished. So, yeah, this is no easy feat, and this isn't even the most challenging situation in the game. There are so many more versions of this to showcase, and yeah, it's super fun. And you'll see here, my character is doing one of the
You seem to be okay about it.
Yeah. I died, but I'm dancing. So even in defeat, I am extremely happy.
I think we also want to highlight that you know, there's a ton of risk reward in here. So yeah, sure, we got wrecked, but brutal kicks out 200% more like loot rewards. So anything gets dropped, like chest stuff on Ritz. I won't give you the exact number on dust.
Here's the exact number right there.
That's right there.
And yeah, so while that seems really hard, and you know, a lot of thought went into this to make sure it wasn't like, let's just make it, you know, crazy hard and it's impossible. Our tactics just needed to change on this one. We were close, but yeah, those shockwaves got us. We probably should have split up more. There's so many different ways to attack this, and that's what we like about brutal. And we think that a lot of you early access players that were already just working the game and going really far with it, we think this will challenge you, and we look forward to see what you think. But it is not just about brutal. Hard is more challenging because there is a hard mode, and then anybody again who isn't looking for that, they're gonna have a great story, a great time in here, and you can set it all the way down to easy, and it's not gonna just be sleepy, but it will be challenging. You actually will have to think more in the game than in early access. Sometimes our builds and, you know, we could just steamroll everything, but as you saw, you get surrounded in the game now, so the AI is just better, and the combat's more responsive. So even with that, we did get worked at the end there.
I was really sad. My camera got super blurry for a second, but everything is okay. But yeah.
What
So
else on our agenda here?
yeah. So I mean
that
that covers everything that we had planned on showing. So unless we want to show something special, or if there's certain things that people have questions about that they would like us to answer, you know, we can take some time and do that. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of content to showcase if we really wanted to, if there's interest in doing that. We have the one of the bounties that we wanted to play that we didn't get a chance to see yet, that highlights one of the new lieutenants. We can certainly play that. Yeah.
For folks that are looking about when the game comes online, it's 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do one more bounty. Let's do the Marowak. Or
Do a bonus
Marowak.
round.
Yeah, let's do it.
Marowak.
Do you have the pop-up, Shana? Or no?
I do not.
Oh, let's try that again. How about now?
Yep.
All right. James, you might have to...
Marowak on Brutal?
Oh.
Got it.
Oh, well, you might see us lose again. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Man, my transitions were wonky there for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best and not try and just parry everything and fail. So
yeah, good call out though, Shana. Like literally right as I pressed the button. Yeah. Oops.
There was a question about the poster. I'll go ahead and answer that. That was a poster made for the team, and so the team members got that poster. So it's not something that we were selling. And glad you saw it and you like it. Don't know what else to say about that, but that's just one of the things. I've worked a long time on this game, and some of the cool things that the Towerborne team has done is just hook up the people making it with fun stuff, fun swag when we can.
So this is the Marowak. He is a crazy enemy. He has a lot of stuff that he does, and I think his gameplay kind of speaks for itself. He's pretty wild. You really have to be on top of your game here.
As an ice,
I mean, we really didn't call it out, but we added a ton of lieutenants into 1.0. Like, this is one of the new ones.
Yeah, sorry, Shane. I think we missed what you were saying.
I'm a fan of a good ice car.
Yeah,
like this.
He 100% has ice car. But yeah, I think we got this. Let's see. But yeah, you'll see that there's a new environmental hazard as well that's on display here. Actually, quite a few things that are new being shown, but it's something that also works to your advantage. Like there, you saw the pelican got hit by it. But we're not doing that bad.
And this guy's similar. There we go. He's similar to the Tormentor, where he doesn't have an enrage normally.
Yeah, the break bar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if you break him while he's charging up his arm, yeah, you basically get a huge amount of damage on him because he leaves himself vulnerable. But yeah, we got this. Boom.
Hey.
And you'll see my victory, I think, is me dancing. Yeah. It's funny how just like a small thing like that just can bring so much joy. I once again didn't show Snip in action. I apologize for that. But yeah, so you could see, I think our build really played in favor for that specific bounty. But this is just, a 3-on-1 fight as well. And there are fights that are stacked in the opposite direction of the player as well. So, stay tuned for those as you play through. There's a whole variety of them. This is where Courage's Crucible also lives. This is where you'll also be able to do boss rush and things of that nature. So there's a lot of fun things in the bounty board to check out.
Yeah, particularly as a player who's probably trying to grind writs, the bounty board's a great place to start it. Not only just for like the one-time bounty rewards, but even Courageous Crucible or Craft's Gauntlet are also capable of being repeated and giving you additional chests along the way, which will give you more writs. And because they are chests that are being dropped, that means they are affected by difficulty reward scaling too. So,
I think we skipped it, but you get 100% more for hard mode, and we didn't say that, but 200% for brutal, we did say.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught what Shana just said, but like some feedback when we were playing, during early access is like, hey, where do I go farm Ritz? There's a lot of places in here you can go farm Ritz. I don't want to spoil alert it too much, but I may have seen upwards of 5,000 or 8,000 or more Ritz per hour, maybe. Don't know. Is that a rumor?
No, that's about right. I'm not going to tell you my spot.
Yeah. So I know we're being kind of like, kind of coy here, but like, I just want to acknowledge, like, this is important. I'm a player who, I won't try and get 100% of everything, but I want to look cool soon. And so, yeah, I'm really happy with this build because right away the Ritz start flowing and there's different ways for me to go after a different gear set that's in the cosmetics, and I can just pick it up in a reasonable amount of time. And Shana alluded to it earlier, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, the Ritz store is stacked with all the content. And I guess the best way to describe it would be, because this is everything from early access and everything that was going to come in the future all in one place, it might as well be 3 seasons in a Game of the Year edition worth of just cosmetics dropped into that store. So there's just a ton to do. So that makes me really happy, also, just as a player who likes cosmetics. And I earn it all just by playing. So, yeah. Yep. Lots of places to farm. I can't wait to see the facts, and I can't wait to see people's videos of where they have figured out how to break the game with the best way to farm resources, Ritz, kill the bosses. There's so many ways for you to do things now. I don't know. But I don't want to just hype it up too much. I mean, proof is in the playing, so let's see.
Yeah, I was just reading the chat really quick, and I did want to answer one question, and it was somebody asking about Steam Deck, and yeah, the game is playable on Steam Deck. I know James and myself also play it on other handheld platforms. I've used the ROG Ally X. I've used the Legion Go. I know James, you play on one of those as well. So yeah, totally playable.
I play on ROG Ally X, Xbox ROG Ally X, the Legion Go 2. And what helps a guy like me, with like a little bit of gray hair, is I've got my super glasses because I'm farsighted and nearsighted. And these, not just trying to show Fallout glasses, but these gunners are amazing. It makes it even seem bigger. So I love playing on my handheld too. Gameplay's great.
Yeah. When my partner was busy playing whatever games he wanted to downstairs, I was down with the Steam Deck and just going through the latest build.
Yeah.
There is a little more inventory space.
Yeah. Actually, in terms of just loot in general, it seems like there's a general question in the chat about that we may have like quickly glossed over, but basically the concern is loot. We've heard talk about Ritz and things of that nature, but not loot so much. And this has souls, spirits pretty worried. So let's talk about that. I know, Shana, we actually talked a little bit about the cosmetics and things of that nature and how you don't have any for purchase microtransactions anymore. But do you want to talk a little bit about the loot and how that's changed throughout the game?
Sure. So for most folks, when we're talking about loot, and particularly like loot pressure, it's usually about like, I'm wanting to look a certain way, or this thing is close but not quite to what I'm after, or maybe this would be good for another class down the line. And so while we did increase the inventory slots a bit, we also wanted to take pressure off in these other ways as well. And that's through being able to transmog things so that you're not having to hold on to stuff, but also Reforge and Refine also let you turn around and take a piece of gear that you care about that's close, but maybe you're running a debate about like, well, maybe this thing has better stats, but this thing has a set bonus. You can go like, no, I really want to specifically craft this thing into the item that I want it to be. And so having better control over your gear takes some of that inventory pressure off as well.
Yeah, one of the things that we kept hearing feedback on was, hey, I've got a bunch of spirit dust and it takes a lot of spirit dust to upgrade this thing, and it was around danger level 3 or 4 before, and people would be like, I don't know if I should get rid of my spirit dust and waste on upgrades. So people would just carry old stuff forward because nothing new was better at least wasn't worth the effort, then have to go collect a bunch more spirit dust. Now there's spirit dust tiers that take care of that. And there's no like fear of getting rid of your gear for better gear. You can upgrade. And I think that's eliminated, and just the amount of additional gear and crafting resources in there breaks it out. Again, RPG light person here, but even for me, I'm just going, yo, this is great. I've got red dust and I've got the other dust, and now it makes a lot of sense to me. And I don't hit that kind of fear of dismantling was my thing.
Yeah, there's a point in danger level 3 where you start to use the advanced spirit dust, the purple dust, and it's like the antsiest point in my time in these playthroughs, because I'm just waiting for danger level 4 to where you get fused and I'm able to start converting all of my blue into purple. And then you'll find yourself doing that again from going from like purple into red. And so you're not sitting there with like piles and piles of spirit dust that you'll never use because you've out leveled it. There continues to be a use for your older things.
I think we probably should just skim and see if we can get one more question, and then wrap up. And just finish up here. Let's see what's another good one here. Sees one.
You want to talk about premium currency?
I'll take that one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
I can do this too. I think you're actually a little more up to date on it than me.
True. I did just go through the pipeline again. So it's on our fact, but basically, when you bought the different Founders editions, you receive things like Belfry bucks, and like Platinum Founders received 5,000 Belfry bucks, and they also received 3 curio cores, things like that. And then if anybody spent money and bought premium currency and then bought things, they had Belfry bucks that they purchased also. So I want to, as accurately as possible, say this. First of all, just at a Founders level, we give you back those Belfry bucks via stepstones. And this is covered in our fact. For every 500 Belfry bucks that you had, you get 1 stepstone. So, for example, if you had 2,000, well, you get 4 stepstones. I'll get into what that does. Anything you ever unlocked ever through writs, through buying it with any of those Belfry bucks, or if you paid money for any of those Belfry bucks, all of your cosmetics are still there. Everything will be there. And then you get stepstones back. So it's basically like we're giving you stepstones back regardless if you have the thing unlocked. So for example, someone who bought a costume that was say 2,000 Belfry bucks, they have that costume, they got 4 stepstones, and this is where it gets interesting. There's a stepstone shop that you can convert for different things. You can get 1,600 writs, a bag of writs, which gives you 1,600 writs for that 1 stepstone. So for the 1 costume you bought, you get 4 stepstones back in this math equation, which is 6,400 writs. You can turn around and buy 3 more costumes on top of that for the same. So we try to be as generous as we could, and it's like almost a 3-to-1 ratio there. In my experience on testing the stepstones, you can decide I don't want to do that with writs, and I want to do it with resources. Well, some of the advanced crafting that Shana just showed you with Fuse and Reforge, there's in the writ shop, in the stepstone shop, there is something that gives you a bunch of those resources. So there's a bunch of ways to do it, but here's the bottom line. We made sure you got all your stuff. Your stuff is there, and then we give you more back with stepstones and give you the power to decide how you want to use those stepstones. And that was really important to us because you all have been with us a long time. You've done a lot of playing. The team members have done it too, and we've spent money also. And so we made sure, this conversion to 1.0 is a big deal. We've tried to pack it with everything we can. And then, the stepstone flow, when you get tomorrow, when you start playing, you will see the stepstones you have and go check out what you can do with them. And here's the best part. Sorry, I'm selling you now. I'm going, here's the best part. I can't help myself on this one. I'm really excited about this. it's not just a one and done option. When you have those save slots, each of those save slots has all of that in there. And so if you decide you don't like how you used your stepstones, you can just nuke that save and re-import you can nuke that save, and when you launch that save again, all that stuff will be there. And so I'm excited about that, because that was an extra news to me thing, even though I should know everything. I don't. It's impossible. This game's too big. And so when I found out that, I went, oh, I can practice whether I want to use, like, go use them for writs, or I want to use them for resources. And it just gives you even more flexibility. And I kind of like broke script here a little bit. Not that I'm on one, but I got just too hype about this. I just really hope you all like it, because for me, I'm a consumer too. And I know it sounds funny as if I'm the principal design director. How is that possible? Well, I buy a lot of games, and I've bought stuff on this game, and it matters. And I love the flexibility that we have. We want to hear what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to make fun of you, James, but as you were talking, I could not get the Scott Steiner math meme out of my head. If anybody's familiar with that, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'll send you a video of the Scott Steiner math meme. It's pretty good. But yeah, I think that concludes everything at this point. You know, the game releases tomorrow. So, you know, definitely check it out. It's going to be on PlayStation 5, Xbox, Steam, and Windows as well. So, you know, it's on all the major platforms. And yeah, I'm excited. Like, this has been a long time coming. Obviously, you know, when we released early access, there was a lot of stuff that we had done, and the game just kept improving and improving and improving. And over these last, 6 to 8 months, the game has made such a huge shift. It was, I remember having a few conversations with people. It's just so hard to play the live version of the game that, existed before this update, because so much is different now. There's so many quality of life changes. The way to play the game is just so much more fun. There's just so much more stuff to do. Yeah, I'm not trying to just like endlessly sell the game here, but just as a player, it just feels like the game how it always should have felt. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, and there's a subtle thing in there, like even going back to the previous version, early access, just the tweaks on dodge and roll and the responsiveness alone in there opens up so much more. So yeah, you all have to check it out. I'm going to say one more thing. Definitely for founders, please pay attention to our social media stuff tomorrow. There's an extra surprise for you in there. It's a little one. I don't want to overhype it, but there's something for you tomorrow to hear about that also happens on day one for you when Towerborne launches.
Yeah, this has been cool. This has been a massive effort by the team over the course of, 6 months or so. It's a truly wild amount of stuff that's come in. I'm extremely thankful for everything that this team has put together, and I know we're all excited to hand it over to y'all tomorrow.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for your questions. I know we couldn't answer all of your questions, but thank you for watching, and thank you for just being excited about this game. And we'll see you all tomorrow when the game launches. See y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.